Welcome to Thermal Truths, where we're going to start our podcast series where we're going to interview various people about the industries they're in and some of the challenges they face. Today we are joined by Paul Viani, the National Supply Chain Manager of Rathbone Wines, who distribute and export wines such as Yearing Station, Mount Langi and Xanadu, just to name a few. Paul, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for the first time podcast.
No worries at all. Thanks for taking the time. Tell us a little bit about your journey and how you actually got into logistics, how you found yourself in it and what do you think of it?
Yeah, look, come from the hospitality industry, owning a couple of restaurants, decided to sell up and just a friend of mine asked if I wanted to work in a warehouse for Hewlett Packard one day and I thought I'd give it a go. And 25 years later, I'm still in the logistics industry, and it's been a great journey. Yeah. It's taken me through some multinational companies such as DHL, Schenker, so I've learnt a lot, dealing with a lot of different commodities. You know, with Samsung was one of our major customers, Clean Made was another. Then I moved into the transport industry with Aeroad. Did a bit of business development for them in the 3PL environment. So we did some warehousing there. And then this role came up under the Rathbone Wine Group banner and I've had a really good look at this business and thought it had a great niche in the market where it was a fully temperature controlled warehouse and close to the city. So I felt that this was going to be a really good challenge for me, and working within the wine industry was something new to me and exciting. So This is where it took me.
So wine's always been close to your heart then, obviously, because going through hospitality and so forth and that as well, it's something you've always looked at and known a bit about. So coming over to a company like Rathbone Wine Group, who are quite well known and obviously have really good award-winning wines, but also a hospitality arm as well up in the Yarra Valley, which is quite famous for the helicopters going in and out.
That's right.
So when this position first came up, what was it that attracted you to it? Was there something new that wasn't the industry wasn't being serviced about, or Rathbone looking at doing something different to add to their export arm as well?
Yeah, I think with the Rathbone family, their winemaking skills is where they really concentrate on, and it's really needed someone in the logistics area to see how we could, drive the supply chain and how we could drive costs down and get the product to the customer the best possible condition. Yeah. And then during that process, we introduced third-party logistics and then decided to take on other wineries and wine distributors and sort of started to grow the business in that direction, hence the name being 14 Degrees Logistics, which sits under the Rathbone banner.
So tell me a little bit about that, 14 Degrees. That's as you say, it's owned by Rathbone. What's that?
Yeah, so 14 Degrees is obviously the temperature in the warehouse, and that's the optimum temperature level for wine to be kept at. Wow. And one of the big drivers from the family is to make sure that the customer, the end user, gets the wine at the best possible quality, and it's cellared at the correct temperature. And that was the main drive, and that drives sales obviously because customers like the wine and they come back and rebuy. We were offering that service out to the market, and there's not a lot of warehouses out there that they do have temperature control, but not to the level that we hold up to 12,500 pallets, all under temperature control. Yeah. So
would that make you one of the biggest in the country or in Victoria?
Pretty much, yeah. I think there was a quote once that Doug Rathbone's got the biggest cellar in Australia.
Doug would like that for sure. Yeah, I guess all you guys would too, the whole family. They're a beautiful family, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Having worked, or we obviously share the same warehouse and
Yeah.
facilities with them, and we found them to be very good to deal with, that's for
Yeah.
sure. They're a very close-knit family, aren't
Absolutely, yes, they are. They drive a really good culture through the business.
they? Yeah.
Hence why it's been quite successful.
Yeah, sure. So with the 14 degrees, it's really interesting because that's a lot of people try to keep their wines at optimum temperature. Can you talk to us about what happens if it gets too cold or too hot with the wine, and what's the biggest challenges of wine when it comes to, say, the transportation? It sounds like you've got the warehousing part right.
Yeah.
What's some of the things, the challenges you face when it's transported?
Yeah, sure. So from my understanding, the wine will be affected if it has a large spike in temperature. So we try and alleviate those spikes as best as possible. Because we're close to the city, we're just in time when it comes to delivering to restaurants. Positioned in Port Melbourne, we're able to get to the city and back with our own drivers. And then the temperature is kept at that temperature at all times, giving the customer the best possible chance of drinking the best quality of wine they can drink. And surely some of the challenges when we deliver interstate, we try and look at delivering during the winter periods for our own wines when we're delivering wine back to our Margaret River. We try and really alleviate any summer temperatures delivering wine because of what it can do to the product. So there's some of the challenges we face. Temperature's always been an issue for us, so especially when we're exporting as well. So we try and put liners in the container, and obviously insul caps we'll add when we have to. Certainly when we're delivering to WA, we have customers that actually demand the thermal covers.
Wow.
So we get them put on before they get sent off in the trucks, especially in the summer periods, and they're being quite happy with the temperature by the time it gets to WA. So that's been really good for us.
Yeah, so WA, what's that, 3 or 4 days away. I believe it's the most remote city in the world. Really,
right, okay.
Well, away. If you think of America, from LA to New York, it's around about the same, but really nothing in between. No. So certainly to be able to manage that would be a challenge, I would have thought, for yourselves.
Absolutely.
Particularly if you're, so you bottle the wine here in Melbourne?
Yeah, out of
Victoria?
Correct, in Victoria, yep.
Yep. And then you transport it to different hubs. Is there a specific temperature warehousing or warehousing that you actually would specify that it actually has to be held to, like insulated?
So we try and look at warehouses that have at least minimum insulation within the walls, within the roofing of their warehouse. Going back to where other 3PLs, they'll have just a small area, so probably a 2,000 square metre area to hold temperature controlled. But then they'll also have just normal roof, so anything that's sitting higher than 4 or 5 metres high, the heat rises, so that's not great for the wine. Our warehouse is fully skinned, so it's the whole thing's basically like a fridge.
Right.
And we have no temperature spikes whatsoever. The other good thing too, it's a great environment to work with our guys, because they love it in summer and they also love it in winter, because Melbourne getting as cold as 9-10 degrees, 14 is actually quite warm. So it actually works out quite well.
Stop them sitting down too, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep them working, which helps you get the product out. So if we think back to 2009 when you started with in the wine logistics specific area, am I right in saying that it was a lot of corks back then? And,
correct. Yes.
And then it's changed. Talk to us about that.
Yeah. So there used to be a lot of cork, and then there would be a lot of wine that would get damaged and get corked based on heat.
Really?
Corks would pop.
Yeah.
Not a huge amount, but there is certainly wastage. And then it came across that everyone started using Stelvin caps. And that just eliminated any product damage whatsoever. It was 100%. So
Wow.
yeah, which was great.
Were you sceptical at the start? Like I imagine that the wine industry is quite traditional,
Yeah.
and even using barrels and things like that, and how much that's changed since your time. I mean, you've been in it now for 16 years, which is quite a sizable amount of time, really.
Yeah.
What's some of the big differences you've seen in that space? Like, there's obviously the caps, and then there's the barrels and all that type of thing. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so a lot of it, because when they're on corks, a lot of them had to be, obviously temperature was crucial, a lot more crucial back then.
With corks?
Yeah, because they just pop. And a lot of them would have to keep them upside down as well, so they stayed wet. So there was a lot of that packaging where boxes were upside down.
What was the purpose of that?
To keep the cork wet so it didn't dry and shrink.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, makes sense.
Yeah, so it doesn't get no oxygen gets in, so it doesn't get oxidised. And then everything becomes stale. We still have cork. There's still products that are corked, probably more your high end, and then there's obviously your sparkling. I don't think people are getting away from that popping.
Yeah.
From a sparkling bottle or a champagne bottle.
Yep.
I was told that Crown Seals are a lot better, but they're just not an attractive feel when you open.
Yeah.
You need that pop sensation.
Yeah.
So packaging has changed slightly with H&S with weight now. There's a lot more 6-packs than 12-packs. There's talk about making the bottles even thinner.
Really?
Getting more into a box. Everyone's talking about trying to get more on a pallet to save costs.
Yeah. Is there a reason why red bottles of wine are in green bottles and white wine is in clear bottles? Is there a difference with that? I understand in the pharmaceutical space where we do a lot of collaboration with partners that the darker the bottle, it actually helps with UV rays and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's the same with...
I believe it's the same.
Okay, same issue.
Yeah. Don't quote me on it. I'm not that technically minded with the wine, but I believe that's part of it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we are going to quote you on it, by the way.
Sorry. Sorry, guys. But,
yeah, exactly. So when wine gets too hot, what can you normally taste it? I mean, I imagine somebody like yourself who drinks a lot of wine, and me who doesn't drink any, I would know the difference, whereas I take it you would know the difference, or a connoisseur would know the difference. What does it actually do when it gets too hot in the spike?
The taste isn't...
is it a bitter?
Yeah, it's got a bit of a harshness to it.
Yeah, right.
Don't quote me on it, but I mean, you'll know when the wine's off because it'll taste like you smell a wet Hessian bag.
Like a mole.
Yeah, there's that sort of, if you can put that to a palate, you'll know that the wine's off. So especially when you go to a restaurant and they're pouring their wines, you'll know that you'll be able to taste that the wine's been open for a period of time.
Is that oxidisation?
Yeah, the oxidisation. So you can
That's
really
why you
tell.
have decanters and things
Then
like
you can
that.
also start to see a grey outer rim colour of the wine in the glass.
Yeah.
Then you know it's quite old. It's getting too old. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll have to look at that next time.
Yeah, but I'm no wine connoisseur, so don't quote me on it.
Yeah, well, we are going to quote you on it because you are our resident expert, that's for sure. It would have been challenging around the COVID time too. That would have really affected the business. Was there something you did as a business to pivot? Like, did you more go online and
Yeah, so the model changed. It all became deliveries to consumers.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of bottle type pick deliveries, not full case deliveries. And then a lot of our work went to the chains like your Dan Murphy's, Coles and Woolies. So a lot of the wine went there.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were going there to pick up orders.
Yep.
And restaurants unfortunately suffered and closed down, a lot of the restaurants.
Yeah,
So we did
it's a sad time.
we did see a lot of restaurants go under because of it.
Are you still seeing the effects of that at the moment?
The effects are more so when delivering now into the CBD. It's a lot harder because because a lot of the parking's been taken up with tables and chairs.
Really?
Yeah, and they've kept a lot of the restaurants have kept that. The government's allowed them to keep that extra space.
Yeah.
So it does make it a lot more challenging now to deliver into the CBD area.
Yeah, wow, okay. What changes do you see coming up? Like, the world's moved so quickly. If we think of when you started in 2009, there would have been nothing around here, and as you say, it's still a temperature-controlled warehouse, which is, it's ideal for wine, really. I mean, and if you're selling your brand, that's what it's all about brand reputation and getting the very best out of it. So the short journeys certainly make sense. There's concrete companies that set up locally because that's why they're closer to the city, because of the infrastructure and things like that. Pivoting so fast at COVID is a real credit to you, to be able to think on your feet. I mean, what we have 3 days to think about it, and all of a sudden it's a matter of, well, we've got all this wine, how are we going to get it out?
Yeah,
and,
correct.
So that yourself and your team must have done incredibly well with that.
Yeah.
And how did they cope?
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, we had to split shifts as well. So we split our team in half, and we made sure they didn't interact with each other. So there was a half an hour during lunchtime, we shut the whole operation and we change of shift. So we tried to eliminate that if a team got COVID, we could bring the other team in to keep the business running. Wow. And then we'd have admin teams working from home and half on site. Yeah. And we kept that going. And lucky, the team was great. The team never got infected by COVID. We continued the business. Never suffered, which was great, and we got through it. But it was interesting how everyone got together and really worked through the hard times. Yeah,
one of the things, as I mentioned before, with that I've noticed with the Rathbone Group is the culture. It's really, really strong, and it's a real team belonging environment, and everyone seems to work really, really well together, which is great, and that's a testament to that.
Yeah, thanks. And the big key thing area here for us is a lot of our staff are long-time employees. The retention is really good.
Yeah.
We've got people 10 years, myself 16 years, I've got others of 25 years.
Yeah, I know you mentioned Uber and that before, but that's okay for short journeys. But when you're doing longer journeys and export, you've got an export market into the UK and Europe, which I don't know how that works for Rathbone at the moment. In Asia, I imagine that's quite large, into China. Then there was a challenge of China putting unwanted tariffs on, and now we've got tariffs around the world again. And talk to us about how you get that with your staff actually being able to properly pack the product so it's okay, and the training behind that, and then the other challenges you have into those different regions as well.
Yeah, well, with staff, we have obviously a training program with SOPs. We have a buddy system where they stay with one employee for a period of time, could be up to about a week, where they'll work together and get used to how to handle the wine, how we pack it onto pallets. There's a way to pack it so it doesn't fall over. We don't column stack, we interlock. We don't talk about the cost of the wine because we treat everything the same, and we don't want our staff to know what's expensive and what isn't. They're not wine connoisseurs. They're just there to do a job and help pick all the wine and pick it accurately. We spent a fair bit of money on our warehouse management system where we scan barcodes. We try to eliminate any mispicks. And then we also pick to the bottle. So we do a lot of wine club orders direct to consumer with branded boxes as well. So we do a lot of that type of work. We also do value add work where customers may want an additional label put on a bottle or bottles scraped, relabel clean skins. So we do a lot of that extra work as well. With the export market, definitely we do a lot of container packing and unpacking. We get imports as well. So we get down to the slip sheeting or hand stacking or palletized wrap, all that sort of stuff.
But all so from what I'm hearing is you don't look at it as a $5 bottle of wine. You look at them all as quite high-end wine.
Correct.
They're all treated the same.
They're all important, just as one as the other.
Yeah.
I mean, your low-end wines will they're high volume. So we're sending pallets out to Coles and Woolies, DCs, and then you have your really high-end wines, your reserve wines, which again go to the DCs, but they're packaged differently and separated and identified as high-end wines.
Yeah.
But it's all treated the same.
So, as you well know, you and I have been friends for a long, long time, and I come from a sales background.
Yep.
And we've had many discussions about who's more important. And I think we both agree now, and I'm happy to say that I do agree with you, that supply chain is important. And what's some of the challenges you find with that is working with different departments? Because really at the end of the day, if you can't deliver to your customer, you don't have a product. It doesn't matter what it is.
That's right.
And therefore, if you don't have a product, you don't have a business.
Yeah.
So how do you coordinate all that type of thing? And what type of challenges do you find there? And who are the biggest challenges? Was it the sales teams?
Certainly the sales team always promise everything without talking to the
Over-promise
logistics.
and under-deliver, yep.
It'll get done, no worries. And then, we have to work out how to get it there, in the most cost-effective way as well. So there's a lot of challenges when it comes to
always at the last minute.
Yeah, last minute. That's right. And that's why we spend a lot of money on systems.
Oh yeah.
The warehouse management system, transport management systems, full integration, track and trace. We try and give as much we can to the customer so they can have that good experience and know when their wine's getting to them.
Yeah.
We try and get everything delivered next day for restaurants.
Yeah.
Because we know how important it is to make a sale. They don't have a lot of storage, so they could run out of stock. So we've got to make sure when they order, they know they're only ordering just in time. Certainly, systems, customer service. We listen to the customers. Our team are quite good. We'll go to the nth degree to help as best as possible. If we make a mistake, we'll get it fixed straight away. If we've picked the wrong product, we'll get it fixed at our expense.
Yeah.
So, the challenges are always down to costs and getting the product to the customer and keeping them happy so they come back again.
Yeah.
It's like anywhere, I guess.
Yeah. Do you see AI coming into your business and disrupting it in any way? Or like, if you had to look at where the journey started in 2009, here we are 2025, it's really sped up, I think, since COVID. And AI, whilst it's always been around, it's becoming more prominent.
Yeah.
Do you see that interrupting what you guys do, and how do you see it assisting you?
Yeah, I could see it assisting us down the track, obviously, with the reporting that we could probably get, a lot better reporting at a lot faster pace, especially for us when we want to look at efficiencies and how we look at product positioning, certain reports where we can position all our products so we're more efficient at our picking. Look, it's going to speed up. Potentially may take some job roles, which is a bit of a concern.
Oh, really?
Potentially.
Okay. Yeah.
But we're not full automation here, so we'll still be that old type school, but we'll get everything done.
Yeah.
I think you still need that human interaction.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be always important. But in the back end, maybe I can do a lot of reporting for us, a lot of data analytics, which will help us make decisions a lot better.
Better decisions.
Certainly even from a budgeting perspective, from what I'm reading, all that, there's a lot of detail that it can extract.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, this has been a fantastic chat. I've really enjoyed it to learn a little bit more about the wines and so forth, and more so from yourself. So to finish off, we've got the traditional rapid fire questions.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That we didn't tell you about, but now we're going to ask you. So straight off the top, beef or chicken?
Chicken.
Chicken. Okay. Because it's foul, or?
pretty much.
Yeah, okay. Red or white
Red.
wine?
Red.
Red wine?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. I think that's about it I've got for you, unless you've got some for me. What questions do you have for me? Here's your free shot.
Free shot. When will North win a flag?
That's all I've got time for now. Paul, thank you so much for taking the time to come and talk to us today and being our guest on Thermal Truths. Until next time, that's Thermal Truths.